Hi there. Perton Signs here in Acton, London is 150 years old this summer and has been in the same family all of that time. The company, which has a staff of 25 and a turnover of about 2.8 million, produces and installs events graphics and signage. The MD is Mark Perton. He's the great-great-grandson of the founder, and I'm here today to talk to him about the company's longevity and his plans for the future. Mark, your business is called Perton Signs. Now, at a time when a lot of print companies are rebranding themselves as solutions providers, would you still describe the business as a sign maker?
Well, I suppose I'm not keen on contemporary euphemisms. What does a solution provider mean to somebody who wants a large banner or a large sign? Sign maker, yes, that is what we are, and that is what we have been doing for 150 years. Much of our business is making signs. Approximately 82% of our turnover is the actual production. Methods have changed over the years, some dramatically and rather excitingly, since the days of brushes and paint pots. When we first started, we were sign writers and gilders. And in my time, the introduction of computer-aided graphic machines have changed the way things are being produced. So then, in those days, it was vinyl graphics, and I suppose our default large format was sign writing. So large posters, large banners, the exterior for Earl's Court, the exterior for Olympia, which were large sites, and this is how things were done. Labour intensive, of course. I suppose, in fact, we have always been a solutions provider. This is part of the job. You're given challenges that clients ask for and require. A recent request was for an entrance feature at an exhibition up at the NEC, and it's over the phone. He wants to be 9 metres wide and 4 metres high. Oh, it's double-sided. Oh, he wants to be viewed all the way around. Oh, we've only got an afternoon to install it. Can you come up with something? Yes, of course. So, half an hour later, we've come up with an idea that will meet the budget. Timber frames covered in PVC. We've gone to site. It's gone up. We've provided the solution to her problem.
This company has served the exhibitions industry for generations. Again, plenty of companies now are looking to diversify into niche markets. So do you think this will remain your core and key sector?
Exhibitions and events represent 70% of our business. So yes, we will continue to service that industry and focus on that industry. Could the exhibition industry be described as a niche market or a vertical market? After all, we do supply specific industry with specialised needs. Our remaining business could be described as a horizontal market, where we provide a broad range of services to a large group of customers with a wide-ranging requirements. Actually, all the work that we do has similarities in that any job have the same or similar problems. As a boy, I'd be asked what your father did for a living. I would say he was an exhibitionist. Most people, I guess, at that time thought of exhibitions as public events, Ideal Home Exhibition, the motor show when we had one. Last year, we were directly involved with 132 events throughout the UK and indeed Europe. A lot of these events we have been involved with for many years. They're regular events. What we have discovered or realised recently is there's now a spin-off from a lot of TV shows. So now the exhibitions on the back of a TV event. So Top Gear, Grand Designs, Bake Off, Good Food Show, Gadget Show. This is an area that has represented quite a considerable growth for us over the last few years. And I'm guessing that will continue to do so.
I understand that about 75% of your turnover is now wide format print related. What about profitability of wide format?
Well, that's quite a tricky one to actually pull out that figure from the accounts that we have. I mentioned that our actual sign production is 82%. About 74% of that total is production from large format machines, which we have too. Okay, they are expensive, but the increased productivity and the need for only one operator for each at any one time allows for a higher gross profit margin. Even with the maintenance contracts that we have in place, it is of course only right that with a high capital outlay, there should be a healthy return. When one is considering an investment of £300,000 plus, you need to be confident that it will pay. These two machines contribute a substantial amount of the gross profit. So yes, they are profitable with the right mix of work. We do not operate as a bureau, but this is an area where we're looking into to expand and to grow sales, increase sales. We believe we now have the capacity. Alternatively, we could achieve this through acquisition. We only have 12,000 square feet here, so I'm always conscious about the space limitations that we have for the future.
Do you think that wide format will grow as a ratio of your business?
Well, I suppose with the introduction some 13 years ago of large format printing within our business, we've experienced a steady growth in demand, and we expect this to continue. Clients have been educated in what is achievable. Long gone are the days where you would carry swatches of PVC and self-adhesive vinyls. This is what was on offer. Now everything is full colour. With no real increase in cost, I suppose, as the previous methods were labour intensive. The advent of these machines have added value. I suppose the ratio of large format versus small format print, that will increase. The machinery that's coming onto the market offers better production, better affordability. It can open new markets. Soft printing, for argument's sake, there's machinery out there that can cater for that. That's something we will look into. Obviously, with our broad mix, we still have to provide the services that we do across the broad spectrum of our product. It could be from little tuppenny halfpenny cards to small panels. Then somebody wants something large and spectacular. When we do an exhibition, any exhibition, the Spring Fair, the UK's biggest show, yes, we're doing all the banners, all printed on the ViewTech machines. We're doing pop-ups, we're doing small stand size displays, we're doing the door cards. So yes, we do need all the machinery, and we would replace the smaller machines as and when something comes onto the market.
What wide format kit do you actually have here now, and is there anything else that you would dearly like to have?
What we have an EFI ViewTech QS2000, which is used primarily for sheet-fed material. We have an EFI ViewTech GS3250R for roll-to-roll printing. This machine we've had for just a year, replacing the previous UltraView 3300, which we had for about 12 years, so that was a real workhorse. The increase in quality and the speed is amazing. It has taken the pressure off the QS, where we had used that occasionally for roll-to-roll, but because the quality was better, but now the quality is identical across the two machines. In the studio, what have we got? A Roland Soljet Pro, an 1800mm wide solvent printer. I guess that could be classed as wide format. An Osei Color Wave, 1100mm wide. Roland Versacan, 1500mm wide printer cutter. HP Design Jet 5500 printer, plus assortment of various plotters for cutting vinyl graphics. We've recently installed a 3-meter new panel saw, which is a necessary piece of kit for any print shop. In the mounting area, we have a couple of mount machines, or 3, hot and cold, which support the Osei, which prints onto paper, which then needs to be mounted. Finally, we have a CNC router. We've had this for a couple of years now. We use it for trimming out pop-ups, for cut-out lettering, and more intricate work. In fact, it's opened up a new revenue of income, offering clients work that once before we couldn't have done. So that is a growth area that we're looking into. I'm no longer fazed when it is suggested that we are in need of a new piece of kit if it improves quality, speed, output, and indeed adds further string to our bow. I remember taking delivery of our first Xerox electrostatic machine many years ago. It cost more than my house. I couldn't believe it. And I was going to pay this back in 3 years. Amazing. That was really the start, realising that to make good profits, you had to invest. We try to keep up to date with what's coming up, and I rely on the guys downstairs, my production manager, who's always on the internet, is always reading the magazines, and have you seen this, have you seen that? You try and keep up. Hang on, I've just bought a GS 3250R. I'm not looking to replace that in a few years' time. But of course, the process has changed. Now I know soft printing, now there is a business there, and it's something that we are looking into, whether it's die sub or transfer. We're looking at 1 or 2 machines. Again, the market will be there. Again, I'm just concerned where it's going to go.
As the world and the industry changes shape, is it becoming more difficult to remain an independent family business?
Let's say it'd be easy to sell up. We've been approached in the past, but I believe there is still a place for the independent family businesses of small and medium size, where the name on the door is still that of an actual person, and where the service provided is perhaps more personal than that of a large, multifaceted conglomerate. As technology moves on, we try to keep up with it. We do not have the baggage associated with larger firms where there would have to be forecasts and profit projections to please the bean counters as to whether or not a piece of kit would be viable for them. We're able to move much more quickly, dare I say it sometimes, at a gut feeling. And you try explaining that to an accountant.
How many family members are now involved in the company, and is succession planning an issue?
Well, I have my sister Amanda, now my son, and occasionally my niece. In fact, Perton Signs has been a stepping stone for many family members over the years. Succession planning, it is an issue, but not, I hope, an insurmountable one. There is much to consider. I inherited this business when my father died. I was 24, having started when I was 16. I have this notion in my head that I'm just a custodian of Perton Signs, and that's not to say that I'm anywhere near retirement, but it will be up to the next generation to take the company forward. I'm hoping that my son William will be able to and be capable to replace me in time. Who knows? I only have the one child and often wonder whether it would have been easier or harder to plan for the future if you'd had a dozen children.
What message would you send to other family-owned businesses?
To trust your instinct. I have done this on many occasions and it has worked out. To be honest and fair to the clients and the staff, and of course not to grow too quickly. After all, it's taken us 150 years to get to 2.8 million. We have recently done work for John Lewis, who are also celebrating their 150th anniversary this year. And I dare say their turnover is a little larger than ours. And of course, not to be greedy. There's plenty of work out there for all of us.